People say we have a problem, but every night I make a new best friend. And the only problem is we like having a good time.
Hello, 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 love wrestling. It is Thursday night, a little earlier this week, but when we come on at 8 o'clock, you know what that means. It's another episode.
Aliens are taking over our 9 o'clock spot.
It's true. It's true. But it is another episode of Between Two Beards. As you can see, Pluggo is there. Pluggo, how are we doing this week, my friend?
I am well. I am happier than Brandy Rhodes lighting tables on fire, bro.
Oh, can we talk about that? Are we talking about that tonight? Because that was...
the look that she gave was like, that was her moment, and she was there to own it, and she just was like, I'm going to just burn the shit out of everything.
It was...
she was so happy.
I did not expect that one. Oh, I did not expect that one to happen, but we will get into it. But right now, right off the jump, you know, I think it's been a while since we've kind of stretched the budget a little bit, I would say.
Stretched it. We're about to blow it out of the water.
Been a while, and we have a special guest joining us right off the jump.
Proper hydration.
So let's get him in here. I hear he has something he wants to talk about. There he is.
It's Warren.
It is Mr. Warren Hayes joining us again. Thank you for being here, sir.
Hi, Joe. Hi, Pluggo. How are you guys doing?
Hey.
We are good. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing very well.
Good.
Did you get?
That's always good.
Did you get the payment?
Not yet. I'm assuming there's a new process now that Spencer has to approve everything, because I haven't. Usually, you guys are a little quicker on the, you get it.
Well,
I think there's a little oversight now.
As Spencer has shown in the past, Warren, he's willing to do yard work, clean your car. We'll make it right. Don't worry. We'll take care of you. Yeah. What brings you to this neck of the woods tonight, good friend?
Hey, look, it's been a while since we had we didn't have a little chat, and then I didn't stop by on your show or Love Wrestling. So I was like, hey, I'm getting ready for my own podcast tonight, and guys, Twitter discourse, right? Something, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
sure is.
Yeah, on one hand, it's really good. Sometimes, a lot of times, you're like, "What the hell is going on?" And I think that the whole Adam Cole discourse this week, as far as him being better in WWE as opposed to AEW, I think it reached more levels of nonsense. Mm-hmm. and mental gymnastics for people to try and explain how Adam Cole is misused in AEW. He's been buried. They're not going to do anything with him. And I've been racking my brain trying to understand, So and there's really, I think there's two answers to this. All right, I really think there's two answers to this, and the first one, I think, which is more complex. I think that people who are reacting negatively to Adam Cole being in AEW probably aren't necessarily AEW watchers. That would be, and because
not funny.
Just saying, and that's my instinct, my gut, and I think that I think what that implies actually is that if you're in WWE, if you're not at the top of the card, and if you don't have a title, you're not being handled very well, right? And that's just the thing. Mm-hmm. Whereas in AEW, they have a very well put together, exciting mid card. Why are people on the mid card coming out and getting these huge reactions, but they don't have a title? They're not in the main title picture. And I think it's something that is just, bananas and avocados. I don't know if that
a new food trend.
like they're very different, right? So I think that on that level, I think the WWE fans sort of like, oh, he's being misused because he's not in a title position, but he doesn't have to be. Oh, he wore the Ghostbuster suit. The Ghostbuster suit. As if, right? Pop culture has never infiltrated pro wrestling, right, guys? This was
all like the time,
first time ever, correct?
Didn't we just see an entire battle royal with the Pizza Hut theme?
Hey, don't we get Thanksgiving themed fights on SmackDown and all sorts of,
Didn't we get recently Chucky the Murder Doll on an entire episode of NXT? Didn't Sting team up with RoboCop?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Wasn't Glacier just an absolute ripoff for
Sub-Zero?
Mortis, right? Glacier and Mortis, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like it's as if this is grasping at straws. Like he was in a Ghostbuster, so who the fuck cares? It's sorry, Spencer. It's like
the check's in the mail.
No, but I mean that's the thing, right? And that's the most convoluted part of it, right? But then I think that's my first convoluted explanation. But I think the simpler explanation is that I think a lot of people haven't watched wrestling pre-2017.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. Because I saw frequently, people comparing Adam Cole to Shawn Michaels, saying, if he had taken this more seriously instead of going off and doing goofy shit, he could have been the next HBK. First of all, extremely unfair to compare anyone to one of the legit greatest of all times. Maybe not as great as Brett, but you got to draw a line in the sand sometime. And these are the debates where you can't fall on one side. You can't fall right in the middle of the fence here. You have to pick a side.
Well, the boss is in the chat. He agrees.
I know.
He showed up tonight. He knew some shenanigans were about to go down.
So like first and foremost, right? So comparing him to HBK, that's unfair. That's completely unfair to begin with. And second of all, if you're like, should have taken it more seriously, it's like, do you even know about Shawn Michaels' career?
Yeah, I was gonna.
And I'm like, and then I'm literally like, you really have to watch wrestling pre-2017 at this point.
Fans, come in quick. He used to chop at his crotch for a cheap pop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oi, that DX return?
Oh,
yeah.
The dad joke DX?
And just the Hogan match.
Yeah.
Just the Hogan and all sorts of shenanigans on top of it. Like that's the thing.
Was Hogan, by the way, if we're talking just Hogan, like you say Hogan, he did the whole Mr. Blue America guy thing too. That was a joke.
There you go.
He's the greatest.
Patriot?
Like
Mr. America. Mr.
America.
Every
wrestler has done some comedy in their lifetimes. Most of them.
I mean, Shawn Michaels has a long history of of nonsense in his career, and that's fine, right? It doesn't take away anything. So I think there's a lot of this discourse that just comes from the fact that people haven't watched anything past like mid 2010s, and pre-2010s, and if you were to expose them to that, it'd be like, it'd probably open up their horizons a little bit and be like, oh, well, Adam Cole ain't that bad. I mean, after all, he is feuding right now with one of the most over guys in the company, Orange Cassidy. I mean,
which people are starting to turn on Orange Cassidy now too. Like, we're just not happy people as wrestling. It's just, man, I don't understand the rhetoric. Like, I heard a few people today, like, this Orange Cassidy thing. It's like he gets the biggest pop.
Yeah, and it's just like a lot of wrestling fans have been conditioned to that the way WWE does things is the way wrestling should be. And it's just when you see different companies or different products doing things differently, like Warren has said, like you see Adam Cole, he's being positioned, when Kenny Omega comes back, he's going to feud with Kenny Omega.
Absolutely.
Like that's what they're going to do. And like, why, like, and now, like you said, he's going to be feuding with Orange Cassidy, who's arguably one of the most over guys in the company. Like that's not just because he's not a champion, that in most wrestling companies, that's not always a bad thing.
There you go.
In WWE, if you're not a champion, they don't give a shit about you. So
plus
it's whatever.
The whole Adam
it's
Cole's
just like,
WWE career was better.
Yeah, because he was NXT champion, so they view him as like, they view him as like, well, he was NXT champion twice and for a really long time. He had a stable. So now they see him over there and they're like, oh, he's a sidekick, goofy comedy sidekick. It's like, dude, he's with
Danielson's run in WWE is better than his current run in WWE.
Listen.
Because there's more accolades and it's longer and it's long. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Don't get at me, Warren. I'm just saying.
I'm not. I didn't say a thing. What are you coming at me for?
Listen, I heard the listen. Like Don't say anything bad about the American Dragons. His ears perked up. I said today, I think he's the greatest wrestler on the planet right now, all around.
Bryan Danielson?
Yes.
Oh, look, I'll top you one on that. I think he's one of the greatest wrestler. I think he's the greatest American wrestler of our generation.
Mhm.
How about that?
I mean, he's on fire right now. I just had to.
I think he always has been, but he just the bridle came off. Just as simple as that.
Yeah.
You take the bridle off the horse, let the horse run.
But that damn Adam Cole, he's just grounded.
The discourse doesn't make sense to me. It's just like the dude is in a group with the AEW World Champion, the AEW Tag Team Champions, the main group that is featured on the show.
Tag team in the world, according to the PWI.
The number one PWI male. He's in that group. Showed up immediately, had a huge debut, huge pop. He gets arguably the biggest pop of the night every time his music hits. What is that? What?
And he's got years on his career still. Like, he's not like CM Punk, who's pushing 40. He's not like Bryan Danielson, who said 3 years full time and I'm done, kind of thing. Yeah. He's still got years for this company. He has posterity. He still has a lot of good to give. What, he stays in NXT 2.0? What is that the best? Like, is that the best situation right now, heading into War Games with against the Goof Squad? Is that a better situation right now? Oh, I've got thoughts on that.
Riddle me this: had they put him in the position, let's say he debuted next night on Dynamite, wins the world title. What are the fans saying then? Oh, it's just another WWE
guy coming in, demeaning the division, new guy winning the title.
The AEW hater, like, what can we do as AEW fans? We are very pro AEW on this show. We talk about it a lot.
Sure.
What can we do to make you guys happy that are against us? Like, if he wins the title outright, you hate him. He's not being pushed to the WWE level. You hate it. Like, come on now, guys. Nobody hates wrestling more than wrestling fans.
Imagine this. Like, just put this in perspective, because I love your thought about Adam Cole versus Kenny Omega, and I had thought about it, but it's not until I heard you guys say it, I'm like, of course, Look, we just sat through 2 years of long-term storytelling between Omega and Page. This is why wouldn't Tony Khan and his pad of paper that he carries to football games, right? why wouldn't he start mapping that out and being like, okay, well, what's Kenny's timetable? Okay, well, I'll have Adam do this and this and that. In the meantime, Omega comes back, and then we get the payoff to all of this, right? If there's one thing right now, the one thing right now is that AEW has a lot of goodwill when it comes to their storytelling.
Yes.
I think there's many more hits than misses. It hasn't been perfect, but there have been many more hits than misses. Whereas the other place is the complete opposite. We don't trust them when they start setting up something cool. We're like, the first thing we ask ourselves is, how are they going to fuck it up? Sorry, Spencer. How are they going to mess it up?
Yeah. Every time.
I got to get out of here. I'm just going to keep swearing, and Spencer's gonna he's gonna say, keep ban this guy.
He lets us on every week.
I think you're safe. I think you're gonna be safe. I think you'll be okay. There you go. We got the blessing. We got the blessing in the chat. He said cursing is allowed.
Oh, well, okay. Well, thank you.
He said, just put your money in the swear jar. That's all.
Well, yes. He's trying to recoup back some of those zeros. But the thing with Tony Khan that I enjoy I don't enjoy. Actually, enjoy is the wrong word. What I think Tony Khan does is he has 1A, 1B. He knows, like, if something happens and one of my stars gets hurt, I've got a backup plan. I've got something else going. I can tie it to this. I can tie it to that.
And do you know why? Because he's got an entire mid card of people that he keeps hot, that he just keeps hot, and not cycling. Now it's your turn. No, it's you. Now it's you. Now it's you.
You lost 20 matches. Here's your title shot.
Exactly.
And he builds
God bless Liv Morgan.
Oh yeah, and like even last night, you watched Dynamite last night. Like Lee Moriarty fights CM Punk. Lee Moriarty's new to the company. Lee Moriarty got over losing to Punk. That crowd was cheering for him at times.
Fantastic.
And now it was a great match. He's a guy that in the future they probably have plans for, and they built just the beginning of the story with him last night. So now he'll slowly rise. They had Alan Angels fought Bryan Danielson last night. You know what they mentioned at the beginning? How he took Kenny Omega, not to the limit, but he got some offense on Kenny Omega in their match early on that the internet lost their fucking shit about.
That's the match. That's the match that spelled the doom of Kenny Omega's
career. Kenny Omega's career was over because Alan Angels hit 5 moves on him. Well, guess what? Now Alan Angels is fighting Bryan Danielson and getting offense in, and it kind of makes sense because he got some offense on Kenny Omega a year ago or whatever. You know what I mean?
But you see, that to me is very New Japanish or Japanese type wrestling, regardless, right? Where you will have the new guys come in and they'll fight the vets, and the vets will beat the shit out of them, right? Mm-hmm. But eventually, this will all circle back because you're all developing this talent, you're keeping them around. So within 2, 3, 4 years, whatever time it takes, when you get Lee Moriarty versus CM Punk again, and maybe it'll take 2, 3 times, but eventually, that's the story, is that eventually Lee Moriarty gets his win over CM Punk, and then everyone goes, woo!
And not to mention, how many people just became a fan of Lee Moriarty that may not have known him because they only watch CM Punk stuff? You know what I mean? They're building they got their top tier, their next tier, the mid, and they're building it all the way down so those people at any moment are ready to go.
And I think that's very cool that CM Punk is doing that. That he's not just like that he understands that. What?
PG Punk?
Oh my God.
But
that's really something that I appreciate, that he realizes that his position allows him to wrestle people that might not get, the same type of spotlight. They'd be on Dark all the time or whatever, which is fine. I have nothing against the Dark shows, but there are people who are committed to Dynamite and will only watch Dynamite. So if they see Lee Moriarty, like, who is this kid, against CM Punk, and then he's pulling out a hell of a performance, then CM Punk just helped Lee Moriarty get into the brains of a lot of fans.
100%.
There you go.
It works out wonderfully.
Well, I think I'm going to head out though, because I got a show.
You can't even just drop bombs.
That's what he does. He pops in, he drops some bombs, and he leaves.
Leave, Warren, we got 2 things. We want you to put you over as hard as you can, and 2, we are doing a Christmas movie draft at the end of this. What's your favorite Christmas movie of all time?
Gremlins.
Oh, it's a good one.
Ooh.
Good pick.
I didn't think you were going to go there.
Good pick.
You look like a Christmas story type of guy to me.
No. See, here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. I appreciate the compliment because that means that there's a certain level of my brand that's worked. Look, all the hipsters, and I will admit that I'm an aging hipster. Okay, and all the hipsters were really into A Christmas Story, but I am such a hipster that I'm not even into what the hipsters are into. That's how much of a hipster I am.
That's pretty good.
No, Gremlins rules. Gremlins
is great. Gremlins is great.
But good luck on your Christmas movie draft. That's fantastic.
Oh, I'm gonna win. I always win, Warren. Come on.
Okay.
No, I never win. Nobody ever votes me.
Yeah.
But put yourself over. What are you doing later? You said 9 o'clock. Got something going on. I'm sure you got a bunch of other stuff going on. Let us hear it before you get out of here, good friend.
Well, that's it. 9 p.m. and just once you guys are done, once the aliens take over your broadcast, 9 p.m. Eastern over on youtube.com/Mr. Warren Hayes. If you gentle viewers would like to come and hang out, I do a live broadcast recording of my podcast. I'll be probably talking about Adam Cole over there as well. We'll be able to rehash the same old things. I'm going to do my NXT War Games preview. We're going to talk about Dynamite last night. I'm going to talk about Beyond Wrestling. And why you guys should all be watching Beyond Wrestling right now, because I think it is the best overall indie show out there, bar none. It's fantastic stuff. And they have a great pay-per-view this weekend, Fight Forever, which will be headlined by Alex Shelley defending his independent wrestling title against Ruby Soho. Her first IG match, intergender match since she signed to WWE, basically.
Yeah. Beyond has done some shows where I'm from, pre-pandemic and all that, and I saw a few of them. They are a very good company.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Very, very good company. So
easy to get into.
Yes, very easy.
If you're not I can understand why not a lot of people are into independent wrestling, because there's a level of production that you're used to, and I understand it. But Beyond, so easy to get into, decent production, great commentary, and people you recognize too.
Yep.
People you recognize that you've seen on other stages that show up there. It's a great show. It really is.
Yep, 100%.
As always,
As
my
always,
friend,
yes.
Well,
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for letting me on, guys. I
Of course,
appreciate it.
anytime.
The door is
my friend.
always open for you, buddy. If we could spend Spencer's money, you know we're
we
gonna
gotta
say
do.
yes.
That's always good to know.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
So,
Thanks for hopping on, Warren. Thank you.
much appreciated, sir.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
We'll see
See
you
you
soon.
soon.
All right.
Well,
Look at that. All right.
if
we had a lot of
if
comments
we
during
can
that.
Make it through the hour.
No, we will. We will.
I meant with the money we spent.
Oh, I know.
The site
I know.
might crash. But yes, we
Well,
had a lot
hey,
of
Bobby.
comments.
Thanks for hopping in, my friend. Good to see you as always. Ryan, our buddy.
Pizza, what's good?
We got Bubba Duke in there.
Bubba.
Catching up. That is true. Both bananas and avocados are quite squishy.
Turnbuckle Talk. We were on that on Tuesday. You should go back and check that episode
Yes,
out.
you absolutely should. That was a great time. It's always fun when Warren comes on. He's always fired up and ready to talk about something. And that is true. Like Pluggo just said, it did take both of us to fill the show. So we were on that. It was a fun time. Hopefully we can get back up on there again. Tim, thanks for hopping in. Appreciate you, my friend.
We broke news on Turnbuckle Talk.
Oh, we got the goose in here. Honk, honk.
Baby.
Always good to see the goose.
Good goose.
I think we even have, and it's true. It's like politics. If you haven't followed for a long time, your opinion, it is true. And I do agree with that no one is ever going to be like 100% of us are never going to be pleased. Our buddy Mike.
Pleased. Yeah, Mike Fish.
We got to get him back on here soon.
The only reason Ed watches the show, Mike Fish.
That is true. That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard.
I saw.
Missing out, man. Missing out. Flagship over here.
Yeah.
And Mike throws his top 3 Christmas movies: Die Hard, Gremlins, like Warren, and Elf. Yeah. And he says he hope he doesn't get as big a booking fee as him. I don't know. I don't like to share numbers. I think it's a very personal thing, but Warren comes with a hot price tag. That's a hot price tag for Warren. So,
like I said, Alice, our lovely accountant here at Love Wrestling's never seen so many zeros. That's all I'm going to say.
That is true.
You put those zeros wherever you want. You figure it out. But she definitely had to run that up the flagpole because the flagship needed the big guns tonight.
Mm-hmm. Well, tonight is an abbreviated episode. We only got the hour because at 9:00 on Love Wrestling, we have another new edition of Quizplex hosted by Zach.
The alien. I mean,
he
Warren
said it, not me.
Warren said
Zach, he said it, not me.
Clip
Warren said it, not me.
It's in the ether.
Yes. But yes, so that'll be another fun time. Quizplex is always fun. It is the home of the trivia show.
Yes.
Where
Good stuff.
people, yes, it's always fun. You pull up, grab a drink, grab a snack, and listen to some trivia right here on Love Wrestling. It's usually the last Thursday of every month, but because of the American holiday last week, we moved it up. We moved it back technically a week. So that is happening.
But yeah, we missed
tonight.
all you guys last week. It's been 2 weeks since we've been live.
That is true. We were able to record something a little, for you guys, which was nice. We definitely didn't want to leave y'all hanging for the full week, but it feels good to be back live on a normal show. But because we only have the hour, because we only have the hour, I did want to talk a little NXT War Games just a bit before we get into our Christmas movie draft. Before we get out of here,
should I do it or you do it? Because nobody's doing it on NXT TV. War Games.
Yeah, that's true. War Games.
Oh, nobody's doing it because it's not. I don't want to talk about that. Let's move on.
But I wanted to talk a little bit about War Games. But before we do that, I do think our buddy Josh Robinson is back for another edition of Unhinged, and he has something to say about NXT. So why don't we play that? Oh, and look at that. On cue. Josh Robinson hops in the chat to say hello. I swear that was not me.
No.
That was not planned.
This show is just firing it off.
That was not planned. That was just unreal timing by Joshua and myself.
And he's got thoughts on NXT, and
he does.
Kind of what we talked about with Warren about AEW. So it all works out wonderfully.
All right, so let's listen to Josh as he is unhinged about NXT.
Wearing that shirt again. Listen, I don't own any other clothes. Anyway, on to more important things. I'm going to talk about wrestling, which I never talk about. Why am I looking so shiny? My head is brighter than anything that I produced. Anyway, okay, let's talk about wrestling. So, I have a little bit of a rant in me because I'm a little bit annoyed. I put this on Twitter the last couple of weeks, and people want to have a little this thing. They're like, shut the hell up, you know? They're like, shut up, Josh, you're wrong. We're right. Well, I don't think so. I will stand firm on this. If you think that NXT 2.0 is still not about the wrestling, it's only about character stuff, it's only about these silly segments, it's only about how they all want to bone each other, you would be right in some areas. Yes, they all want to bone each other. Yes, there is a lot of character-driven stuff. And yes, there is a lot more, like, different kinds of segments. You would be correct there. But if you think that NXT is no longer about the wrestling, I can tell that you actually don't watch NXT on a week-to-week basis anymore. And you just judge things with little clips that you see online, and that's how you make a decision. Because that's how you watch all of WWE, instead of actually giving some stuff a chance. But I won't get into the Raw and SmackDown debate. NXT is still about the wrestling. Yes, okay, there has been more character-driven work, because there had to be, because we were introducing so many new people, and we had to have characters to actually care about the matches. Wrestling is great, but if you don't have a character, it means nothing to majority of wrestling fans. I'm not saying everybody. But if you think that NXT is no longer about the wrestling, you're not watching the product every single week. You're not. You're just taking little bits and claiming that you watch the product and you're like, this is stupid, I hate NXT now. You're entitled to your own opinion. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that when it matters, NXT is still about the wrestling. Look at the 2 ladder matches this week on NXT with Dakota Kai and Kaylee Ray, and then Gargano and Bron Breakker. Then tell me it's not about the wrestling. Look at the Halloween Havoc card and tell me it's not about the wrestling. There is more wrestling on that show than what Raw and SmackDown produce on a week-to-week basis in a ratio sense. So just calm down, take a bit of a chill pill, and actually watch the product instead of what you see online or what you read online, because it will help you actually determine whether you think NXT is no longer about the wrestling or not. I'm not wearing any pants while recording this, so I hope you know that. I'm wearing camo undies, so you can't see anything. With tie-dye, that doesn't work. That's a different rant. Anyway, this has gone on way too long. Bye.
We had to give him an extra minute.
We had to.
Week, you know?
Yeah, for the last live show, we couldn't get the video on, so he earned extra time tonight. And it's kind of fitting. And like Pluggo said in the chat, do not forget to smash that subscribe button.
Give us likes, shares.
Yeah, give us that thumbs up.
Help us pump out this content so we can help pay for Warren, Josh. And I hear after we talk NXT, we have another special guest in the pipe.
I think so. I think there might be someone else showing up here, special guest, to help us with our draft tonight before we get out of here. But for the next 5 minutes or so, let's chat some NXT.
Let's do it.
I think it was fitting because of Josh's video that was the perfect lead into this, because I'm excited for War Games. And NXT 2.0, it's never going to be our father's NXT. It's never going to be the NXT that we all fell in love with and we all adored, but it's still a pretty damn good show. It's still a pretty damn good show to me. I enjoy it. And War Games, I am very much looking forward to.
I pushed a button.
Yeah, don't do that again, please.
Yeah. And Alex is back there just like...
Yeah. We have him back there, so you don't have to do that. So why don't you just continue not to do that?
I can't help it.
Hands at your side. Hands at your side. All right.
Anyway, let's talk some NXT, man. War Games.
War Games. Oh. In general, so have you been keeping up with NXT 2.0? I know we don't talk about it nearly. We very rarely have talked about it since the transition. But have you been keeping up? Like
NXT for us.
Well, we do. Yes, every Tuesday, right after Power Out, it's NXT TEA NXT.
Ed and Astrid.
Yeah, it's Ed, Astrid, Cody pops on there. Yes, Alex, our producer, has been on there a few times. So it's all. And as Josh says, in the chat. He will defend NXT 2.0 till he dies.
I'm
So
not going to say anything bad about NXT 2.0. I am not in the same boat of a lot of people. It is different. It is not what, it's not your father's NXT, if you want to use that tired cliche. But I pay attention and I keep up on what I can. The last few weeks have been a little rough, but I did catch Tuesday because I know War Games is coming up, and I've stayed up on it enough to know that I'm going to outpick you because that's what I do.
Oh, we picking? All right, I'll do picks, bro. I was
Don't
just
we
going to talk
all?
about it.
Oh,
Yeah,
we
I'll do
just
picks,
talk
bro.
about it.
No, we'll do picks, bro.
We
I'm ready.
Picks on the socials. I just saying. I thought
Yeah, I'm ready. We
I
got time.
I will say as you fire that card up, because I know now I put you on the spot.
No, I got it. I already have the card up. Look, come on.
I was going to say, I really do love the new school versus old school vibe. And I think Braun Breaker, as our friends over at Fightful call him on Tuesday nights, I think he's really come into his own. I thought the promo work he did on Tuesday was really good. I think that the, what's his name? The other one that did the other promo with the shirt on his face. What's it? Grayson Waller. I think
Waller. Yeah.
I think he needs some work on the stick, but I think that this is a match that the new breed absolutely has to win.
100%.
I think you have to, if you want to make 2.0 successful, you have to make every one of these new breed matter. And that's how you do it. Is you pin the, quote unquote, greatest NXT wrestlers of all time.
Evan, thank you for the compliment.
Yes.
He don't like you. No, he said he's a big JPJ fan. All right. He said Pluggo's in the mud. I agree with you.
I'll take it. Thank you for
whatever. Hey, good. Bad press is good press, my friend. Bad press is good press. No, but I do think the new blood needs to win. I do like the way that they set it up where, once they did it, it was like, oh yeah, old school versus new school. I just thought that was cool. Something they haven't done a ton of, especially it makes sense here. I don't know if you saw the cool graphic for it, but it has the four of them, and the old school is in the black and yellow background, and the new school is in obviously the new updated, like, all different colors and things of that nature. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So I'm excited for that.
I knew you met Evan. Evan and I are part of the Warren Hayes Discord room.
Yeah.
And one of my tropes there is I like to be the guy that throws out the dad joke and just leave. So I get a lot of flack for like that.
It is true.
So, Evan, I appreciate you. Oh, thank you, Call Pete. The Swog's coming in, save the day. At least I got one fan out there.
Right. So the other matches we do have on the card, besides the 4-on-4 men's War Games matches, we have a 4-on-4 ladies match. Yep. It is Raquel Gonzalez, Io Shirai, Cora Jade, and Kaylee Ray going against Toxic Attraction, which is obviously the NXT Women's Champion Mandy Rose, as well as, oh God, I'm drawing a blank on their names. Don't hate me.
Gigi Dolan and
JC Jane. Right?
Jane.
JC Jane. God almighty. And they are the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. And then they are also joined by the one and only Dakota Kai, which I love me some Dakota Kai. Do you like what they're, so you watched on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
So do you like what they're doing with her currently? How she's like not really talking and she's kind of like insane-ish.
So when I watched the ladder match and she climbs up to the ladder and she clear as day could have won that thing, but then, then decides to just stomp the girl on the ground, ultimately losing it. At first, I'm conditioned to go, "What the fuck are you doing? If Warren can cuss, I can cuss." But no, like in her character with this insane, like I'd rather just beat people up than win things. It works. It's really well done. Like I like heel Dakota a lot.
Oh yeah.
This we're still figuring out, and I'm intrigued to see what happens here. So
yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Dakota. I thought she should have already had an NXT championship run. I've been high on her for a while. So whatever she does, I'm all in.
Yeah. For that one, I'm leaning towards Toxic Attraction. They have all the belts. They're the group that NXT seems to be pushing. So I think that they'll come away the victory there. We also have a hair versus hair match at NXT War Games, and it is between Duke Hudson and Cameron Grimes. Cameron Grimes already lost some of his hair thanks to Duke Hudson. He had a new look which I saw the look immediately, and I was like, oh, this is the first sign of a heel turn. And then he cut one of the better babyface promos I've seen in a while, and I was like, well, kind of fuck that one up. But it is what it is. But
this is the first pay-per-view for the 2.0, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. So this is going to be a big statement.
Oh yeah, it has to be.
Cameron Grimes
got rid of obviously the takeover name.
Be a visual.
Yep. This is the first. It is going to be a visual.
And I think they're going to run with. I think they're going to do what they did at Survivor Series a few back, where NXT basically ran the table. I think any new school vibe is going to get over, and they're going to they're going to stamp it. This is it. This is what we're doing. We're all in. Let's go with it. Because I don't know if Johnny's going to stay after this week, so he might be gone. I think you could do a lot with Ciampa being that gatekeeper guy going, I'm not letting any of you new guys in, so he can hold the title for a little while longer. But eventually, it's going to be a guy like Braun. You're going to see those, Grayson Wallers of the world, the Von Wagners. They're going to start taking over business, and it's going to be a whole new vibe. But sit down and enjoy it. If you, like Josh said, if you're not actually watching it on a week-to-week basis, yeah, you could see it and go, oh, it's kind of corny, it's kind of cheesy, but there's still good wrestling.
Oh, 100%. And some of the other matches, we have Imperium defending the NXT tag titles against Kyle O'Reilly and Von Wagner. They've been teaming for a little bit now. Poor Kyle O'Reilly. No offense. That's not a negative against Von Wagner, kinda, but come on. It's Kyle O'Reilly for crying out loud.
Yeah, he could
and then we have the Cruiserweight Championship. Roderick Strong defending against Joe Gacy and Dave Meltzer before we bring in our special guest for our draft. Yeah. Before we bring in our second special guest of the evening for our Christmas movie draft. Meltzer reported today that WWE might be getting rid of the Cruiserweight Championship with the rhetoric that Joe Gacy has had about that's not an inclusive championship. I guess they've wanted to get rid of it for a while now. So Meltzer kind of released today on the Observer that they think maybe Gacy could win that title at the takeover and then change it to the all-inclusive title or was something that is not, or just get rid of it completely because it's not inclusive to kind of go with his shtick.
Not like they use it well anyway. But the Dave Meltzer report, did Eric Bischoff make sure to sign off on it first? Because Silver Fox for my guy Josh out there.
No.
But no,
Eric Bischoff is not a great fan of Mr. Meltzer. So we'll leave it at that.
Josh is a great fan of Mr. Bischoff, so we put it out there. But I don't want to spend too much time with this because I want to get our guest on. But like I said, they're not really using the Cruiserweight title to its full potential anyway. They pretty much just completely did away with the 205 Live vibe where you're having Odyssey Jones wrestle, who's 350 pounds. So yeah, get rid of it, change it, do something else. I don't care. That's fine. I love Cruiserweight wrestling, but if you're not going to put it in a prominent position, why have just some belt for somebody just to hold?
Yep, I agree. But NXT is this Sunday, War Games. There will be an NXT Reacts right on this channel following NXT War Games. So tune in to that. That'll always be a fun time listening to our Love Wrestling crew
and our
dissect
picks will
the
be
events
on
we just saw.
Our socials at B2Beards on social media. We will make our picks official on Sunday.
All right. And without further ado, let's bring in our second guest of the evening to join us to partake in our Christmas movie draft. Who is it, Pluggo?
My best friend, the Wordsmith. Hi. Hey, buddy.
Oh, I think he's muted.
Oh,
I think he's muted.
Why
is
Guys,
he muted?
this is why I'm not on this show. They don't. Nobody wants me to speak. Gentlemen, isn't this ironic? And I use the term loosely with Pluggo involved.
Hi.
Isn't it weird to have me on here to do a Christmas draft?
No.
How many trees, Pluggo?
4.
I thought it was fitting. It is. The discourse on the Twitter and on this show the last couple of weeks has been how disgusted you and me are that Pluggo has not 1, not 2, not 3. Josh, thank you always, and do watch the J&J Power Hour.
Josh, if I may, Bischoff, Silver Hair Fox can confirm.
Josh,
we have things in common. It's distracting.
So Wordsmith, what brings you around this neck of the woods? You want to talk Christmas?
I want to talk the 205 Live division or the 205 Dead division, as it were. No, it's over. I'm not giving that the time of day. Sorry, folks. I'm here to do the draft and destroy both of you if I can, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Well, the rule on this show is the guests do have first pick.
Ooh.
So,
do I go
on the spot?
yes,
on the spot,
but
Gremlins.
Pluggo, because he has 4 Christmas trees, he only gets 1 pick. He gets a pick eliminated for every
Pluggo
Christmas
should
tree.
just be
Yes.
eliminated
Fine.
entirely
Fine.
from this whole conversation because he can't be a mature human being.
Fine. I'll just go then.
No, Pluggo,
No,
you kid.
don't. Who am I? I can't. I'm not going to belittle JPJ. Look at that beard. I can't stand up to that.
Hey.
However, Pluggo, you have there's discrepancies there with the Christmas tree.
You are a very handsome man, Mr. Wordsmith, and
Oh,
I
am
love
I?
you.
Look at my
You,
ratty hair.
you can keep shooting your insults my way, and I'll just keep fighting them.
They're not insults, Pluggo. They're advice on how to live your. I'm being uplifting.
He's being uplifting. All right. Without further
I
ado,
should be uplifted instead of being on this show.
You should come over to Poetry for
Speaking
promo.
of which,
I mean, I would anytime.
I wrote a poem for you today, Mr. Wordsmith.
Wow.
Hard Times promo.
Did you know? Yeah.
I did see it, and let's do the draft. How about that?
He's like, I don't want to say anything nice about Pluggo. So
No, I
let's just
really
start the draft.
don't. And
Let's just start the draft.
Don't make me break character. It's not
All
correct,
right.
Joe.
Yeah. Pluggo. Cut it out.
No,
All right.
seriously. Making
Wordsmith,
me
you are
feel
on the
things.
clock. You
Don't
have
make
the
me- don't
official
make me
number
get
1
drawn
pick
out.
Number
in the
1 pick.
2021 Between Two Beards Christmas movie draft.
I believe Ed said it in the chat.
Oh, he's going.
Oh, just taking it.
He's
But you know
doing
what? I'm not going to do it. No, I'm going to do it. Let's go for Die Hard.
it. All right. Number 1 overall pick, Die Hard.
Alan Rickman, Bruce Willis, Germans in a hotel shooting things. No, it's not a hotel, is it? It's a business building.
No,
or
yeah, it's a
whatever.
business business
Center.
complex of sorts. Yeah.
I've never seen it.
That's not true.
That's
You're
a fact.
fired. You're fired.
So I need to watch it, is what you're saying? Never seen it.
What's the owner of the
Alex is
company's
behind
name?
the glass going.
What's the name of the owner of the company's name? Mr. Miyagi? No, that's it's like Mr. Nagasaki will no longer be joining us for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
And it's
Unbelievable.
classic.
Unbelievable. Well, just for that, I'm going to go second. Because
I'll
if you haven't
cross-
seen
I'll
Die Hard, you deserve to
cross it
pick
off.
Yeah,
last.
you don't even deserve to be on this list.
I will watch it this season to make
Now,
it go.
I guess I didn't preface this beforehand, but like my number 1 is not a feature length film, but
I
it
know
is
what
a
you're going
film
for.
that comes out every Christmas. My number 1 is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer,
Not where I thought you were going.
the claymation one with the elf that wants to be a dentist and Yukon Cornelius and that. Come on. All-time classic. They literally show it before Thanksgiving on all the channels. You guys got to get with it. You have kids, Pluggo. How don't you watch that one every year?
I watch that one every
Because we watch Blippi on repeat for hours on end. At
You
this
got 4
house.
Christmas trees, bro.
Seriously, this is not
Dude,
going well
who-
in your favor. No,
who's
Pluggo,
that
make a
Blippi
pick.
guy?
Make a pick so we all know you're wrong and we can move on.
Christmas Story.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good
I
one. No, that's
love
a,
that.
I am
Well,
I
you
am
know
a
what?
pro Christmas Story
24
person.
I am
hours of
very
Christmas Story. I love that movie. I think it's fantastic.
I have that on
You'll
all
shoot
day
your
when
eye
they
out.
show it for 24
Yes.
hours on the Dynamite channel, the
When I'm
TNT. They
not
show it for
watching-
24 straight hours.
I'll beef
I
with
watch it.
Blippi, bro. Blippi, if you're watching, dude, we got beef.
All right. Oh, that is a good pick. Thank you, Ed.
Hey, we forgot to put up the best part of the night already. Just showed up.
Ed, I'm waiting on my
There we go.
good pick Pluggo
Come on,
comment.
Pluggo, get over it. No,
I'm
it's not
waiting.
going to happen.
Okay.
Wordsmith, your second pick in
Second
the
pick.
Christmas movie draft.
I will go along the same lines as you, JPJ, and I will say, I'm not sure if I get the title right, but How the Grinch Stole Christmas,
Yes, the original
narrated by, I
cartoon.
believe, Boris Karloff.
Yes, that is a great one.
Classic.
I
just
love
like the
that
way he
Grinch.
said
I
Karloff.
love that
Say it
Grinch.
again.
When
Oh,
Karloff.
Ed.
Ed talking
Karloff.
trash to Pluggo in the
Well,
in the
put
chat.
it on the
Ed,
screen. Put it on the screen.
talking
on.
trash. And I
Hey.
agree. I agree with the boss behind the curtain. That cartoon original Grinch is, in my opinion, the
Yes.
only Grinch. It's
Only
the only
wins.
Grinch.
Only wins for Wordsmith. This is what I
Yes.
do. Follow me
My
on
number
Twitter.
2. My second pick is actually, I'm ending up with my top 2 ranked in my personal top 2. I'm going Home Alone, boys. Home
Oh, I was
Alone.
going to take that if you didn't, because he was watching the original Grinch in that movie. So it's all kind of like
Home Alone for me.
Have you
That's
seen
all-time
that, Pluggo?
classic.
Have you seen that one?
what, Home Alone?
No, The Grinch.
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay, good.
I've seen actual Christmas movies. I don't
I've
know if
seen an actual Christmas movie. Can you
in the
say?
comments, is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Yes, Die
or no?
Hard is 100%.
I asked
sorry.
in the comments. I
Do
didn't
do
see
I have to
YouTube
go on to
or-
Disney Plus right now? All hail Disney and
Turnbuckle
find
Talk, be quiet.
What?
Be quiet, Turnbuckle Talk. Keep it quiet.
No.
Anyway, so
Wow.
Michael Caine's in that, and it's really good.
it is really good.
But like,
Yes.
it's not in the top.
Boys, we only have the hour because the
We're fine, we got
aliens
time.
are taking over. Let Pluggo make his pick.
Zach's
Go ahead. Do it.
an alien. Zach, Ralph is an alien.
I'm going to take the Santa Claus with Tim Allen at 2.
The original.
The original one. Fantastic.
Santa Claus.
We watched that before Halloween in this house. That's
It's a good
fact.
choice, but it's not a good
Whatever.
choice.
Whatever. I don't.
Okay,
I never win these things. It's okay. I'll just keep.
You
taking
I
watched
know,
that.
I've been
But
lurking in this.
Halloween?
I've been
Why
lurking
did
in the
you watch
shadows.
that before Halloween?
That's what we do. But I'm going to end up winning the love of the wordsmith, and these drafts will be just second to nothing.
There you go. Ed gave you some pub on that one.
Hey, thanks, Ed.
No,
How
no.
hard was that for him to type?
It was probably hard. Home Alone, Bobby. I got you, Doug. I got you, Doug.
Yeah, number.
All right.
Yeah.
Wordsmith, you are
I
on the
guess I'll
clock.
get
Your
another one
third
here.
pick.
Let me see. Controversial pick.
Ooh.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, that's a good one.
Is it a Christmas movie?
Yeah, I was taking it right now if you didn't. So
Well, I did.
yes, that is a Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas and Halloween movie, really. Like,
Yes. All right. My third pick, I'm taking National Lampoon's A Christmas Vacation.
Well done.
Mm.
It was sitting
Guys,
right there.
guys.
That's a good.
I got Alex clapping. Back.
Alex is clapping for that
It's a
one
good-
behind the.
It's a good clap. Lots of clapping going on back there.
He's like, oh.
If I said
he's got the whole
Ghostbusters,
range
it's not a
of
Christmas movie, but Ghostbusters, Alex. I just won, didn't I? There you go.
For those that are unaware, we have a producer behind the glass, our buddy
Yes.
Exo guy, aka Alex, and he is just like losing his mind.
Yeah,
today.
loving the picks.
the show tonight. Well,
Pluggo,
I'm
third
gonna take Home Alone 2 off the board
Mm.
because it holds up just as well as the first one in my opinion. So I'm gonna take
Home
it.
Alone 2 is good.
Well, Pluggo, that's a good idea. I'm gonna go with my pal Jimmy Stewart, and I'm gonna say It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a wonderful one.
Cause it is.
Turnbuckle talk.
I don't have it. It's at the bank. Shut up, Jimmy.
Oh no. All right.
Where we at? Pick 4,
Pick 4 for me.
which would be
I
pick
think
4
I'm
for
in.
me.
And pick
Yeah.
4 for me.
Yeah, so we're
It's a
almost
Wonderful
there.
Life was just the
I'm aware.
Well, it was mentioned earlier.
Zach's an alien.
I'm gonna take it. I'm taking a Muppet Christmas Carol. That's what I'm doing.
Very well done. Very well.
A subtle Michael Caine. Basically.
Is Men in Black, the Smart Mouth documentary, a Christmas movie? No.
Zach's an alien.
I'm going to take a Charlie Brown Christmas.
Oh, very good.
With the 4th overall pick, or for me, my 4th.
Pluggo, can I tell you a story that I think you need? It's a piece of theatrical history that I think everyone needs to know about before I make my 5th and I believe final pick.
That's why we
Yeah.
brought you on the wordsmith, because you will have lots of words that you submit.
Oh yes. Words will find a way. If I could, you took the Charlie Brown Christmas story. Well, I have a suggestion. It's an oldie but a goodie. This is not my official pick, but You're a Rat Bastard, Charlie Brown. Look it up on YouTube. It is a Christmas story. It's not what you think, but it's worth a watch.
All right. I've got homework.
Yes.
Yes.
Die Hard and a Rat Bastard. Charlie.
You're a Rat Bastard, Charlie Brown. Merry Christmas, or something like that. What's my final pick?
Final pick for the wordsmith.
Final pick.
If either one of you take my final pick, I'm going to be pissed.
It's difficult because I don't particularly enjoy Christmas movies, but
And what are you doing here, Wordsmith? You here to
because you know what, Pluggo? I'm making your show
mess with my
watchable. Okay,
emotions?
you haven't seen Die Hard. You've never
That is
seen
true.
Die
You
Hard.
haven't seen
playing
Die. You haven't
with
seen
my
Die Hard.
emotions?
That's a little.
Yeah, questionable.
I will rectify it this year. I know because I get that a lot. So I will make sure I watch it.
I'll just log on to Disney Plus here for a second. Can somebody else go and I'll just look something up?
That's not how this works.
That's
Damn
not
it.
how- you're not the Minnesota Vikings, Brad.
One moment.
That's your pick.
He's like, I need help.
Give me a Christmas movie that doesn't suck. Oh, I've been told, and this will save my relationship, that isn't in jeopardy at all. The number one pick that I should have made because I'm a smart partner, I suppose. No, I'm not. It's okay. It's okay. Peanut Gallery, you're fired. It's okay. It's over. Well, I was going to go with Hawkeye on this, but it's not the correct answer. The correct answer is Love Actually.
That's a good one. That's a very good one. Good pick. The Peanut Gallery had a good pick there.
Peanut Gallery is always right, or so she tells me. Or they tell me. I don't know.
I got two I wish I could take.
Oh, God. What do I do? Last pick.
Well, JPJ is trying to decide. Follow me at Poetry Over Promo on Twitter.
I was going to let you do that at the end, but fine.
Okay.
You do whatever.
No. Let me do it now.
Do it now. Good.
Saxon Alien.
Well, since nobody's taken it, and it is the fifth pick. The ampersand. It is the fifth pick. Warren mentioned it as his
Spencer,
best
I'm so sorry.
Christmas movie. I believe Mike Fish was into his top three as well. I'm going Gremlins. That's what I'm taking.
I was going to go with Gremlins. I believe I said it earlier for the record, but
You're on the wrong show for keeping records.
I have them written down. You know Alex has them written down. He's good at that.
We got a producer for that. So
last pick of the draft.
Mr.
Irrelevant. Movie irrelevant.
I've got two that I could
Four Christmases.
That's a good one.
That would be a good one.
Because you have four Christmas trees.
And I had an actually heated debate with my wife about this particular Christmas movie. Friday After Next is one of my favorite Christmas movies. The Friday Christmas movie. Oh my God, it's so good. Yeah, JPJ's leaving. It got silent. You guys,
my cat started crying in the hallway when he heard
you guys
that.
have never heard that one, huh?
That's
Friday
my
After
cat started
Next
crying.
is so good.
I mean, I'm surprised you didn't say Home Sweet Home Alone.
Because
nobody's watched that one either.
What about is Just Friends considered a
Just Friends with Ryan Reynolds is very good.
Christmas
very good.
theme.
That's a good one. Yeah.
So my wife is on the fence of like, it's not a Christmas movie if it's just a movie during Christmas time and not essentially like Christmas. So we had that debate because I was watching Friday After Next, and he's like, what is with this broke ass Santa in my house eating a big old sandwich and shit, like Mike Epps, Ice Cube. It's hilarious.
I like the movie.
Williams is in it. It's one of my favorite Christmas movies. I watch.
Look, I'm not judging you.
Hey,
your
cat is.
That was just a terrible pick. I'm not judging you.
That's
but you guys are out of picks, so it doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
Yeah, but
you're right. We left some big ones off the board. Ed had a couple. No one said Bad Santa.
It's because it's a bad movie.
It's all right. It's all right. No one said Elf. I think Elf is a good movie, but I think it's overrated. Like a lot of people have that near the top of the list. It doesn't belong there. Jingle All the Way, hilarious. Great movie. Sinbad, one of my favorite parts of the whole movie is when he fakes that he has a bomb, and then it actually ends up being a bomb. And Sinbad's quote is, "That was a real bomb? It's a sick world we're living in with sick people," as he's like running away. Hilarious. Makes me laugh every time. We have another Ed in the chat.
All right, yes.
He says Friday After Next, not a Christmas movie. He's questioning you.
Because it plays into that. It happened around
I got
Christmas
that.
time.
That's my pick.
And Die Hard was the number one pick overall in this draft, Ed.
Look,
you would be happy to know since that is your favorite.
Santa robs them. It's like the Friday version of a Christmas movie. It's Santa.
It happens. It happens during Christmas. There are Santas in the plot line that do things throughout the movie. Yes, I would agree that it is a Christmas movie. It is a Christmas movie.
I'm not drafting for the people. I'm drafting for me. I've got to watch these movies.
It's fair. It's fair.
You know, I'm not asking you guys to watch them. Like what you like, love what you love. That's what we've talked about this entire episode.
Frosty the Snowman, another great one.
That is a good
Another
one
great
too.
one.
You know what? Frosty the Snowman has been slept on for decades.
Oh yeah. The original cartoon, Frosty the Snowman,
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, you remember that
Awesome.
like creepy remake where they had the like guy turn into a snowman?
Yep.
What was that called?
Was that Jack Frost?
Yeah,
that was Jack Frost. It was like a
It was like a murder.
Well, why I'm on the show.
They did a family one with Michael Keaton where he turned into a snowman, and then they'd had a horror movie one where the snowman was a killer. And that
Go to the
both
wrong
called Jack
showing of
Frost.
that, and it's like,
Yeah.
what happened?
Both called Jack Frost.
Well, thanks, HCW Sports. Love you guys. Yeah, I let them know.
Oh yeah, HCW Sports. Thanks for hopping in here. Always a pleasure seeing you in here.
2022 is going to be a big year for them. Shout them out. They're good people.
2022, I think, is going to be a big year for a lot of people.
Gentlemen, we forgot the most important thing. We're on a channel called Love Wrestling, and we didn't mention Santa's sleigh.
It's true. It's true.
Bill Goldberg murdering people is Santa. He kills Fran Dresser. He does us all a solid.
We try not to talk about Bill Goldberg on this program as much as
Santa with Muscles featuring Hogan. That's another good one.
Also, someone
A
who we
Year
shouldn't be
Without
talking
Santa
about.
Claus. Another one, a claymation one with the Heat Miser
You could
and things
just-
like that.
you could-
There's a bunch of them.
You could just say the Hallmark Channel from now
Yeah,
till
that's true.
like they have everything.
It is
insane.
true. But on that note, it is almost 9:00, and tonight at 9:00, right on this channel, stay here on this channel. We have another edition of Quizplex coming up.
With an alien.
Can't confirm. It's actually
So we will let the wordsmith plug your stuff, friend. Where can people find you? I know you did a little earlier, but where can people find you? What you got coming up before we get out of here?
What do I have coming up? What do I have happening now? You can follow me and find all of that wonderful stuff out at Poetry of a Promo on Twitter, also on Instagram. And what did I have this week? Well, we're looking at the journeys through the WWE and wrestling of one Mr. Ozzy Osbourne and Zach Wilde, weirdly enough. It makes sense when you listen to it. And next week, we have the lovely and talented, legendary, if you will, Luna Vachon on Monday.
I just got a Luna Vachon t-shirt in my Wrestle Crate thing. So I got a Luna t-shirt that I'm going to bust out. So
we're on the crazy train for this week and next week. We with Ozzy this week and Luna coming up next week. It's going to be a good one.
Awesome. Pluggo, people can find you at Pluggo.
_
Yeah.
Pluggo Loves Wrestling on Facebook. At Between Two Beer, B2B on Twitter. For us, our channel. You can find me here every Thursday night at 8 or 8:30. And if I'm invited back to Blowing on Stream, I like going on there every once in a while on Saturdays. But I don't know. Zach's an Empress I am.
All right. We got to get out of here because we got just under a minute. Quizplex starting right here. Do not go anywhere. I'm JPJ. You can find me at Joseph_Poulin Jr. Hang on to Love Wrestling all weekend. We got fun stuff happening, but stay on this channel right now because right after us, we're going to have Quizplex.
With Zach the Alien.
He is the alien.
Higher
With the
Braun
wordsmith
Strowman.
for Pluggo, I'm JPJ. Thank you for watching Between Two Beards. Peace out.